Okay, everybody. Hello, this is Guru Mayor coming to you from the Smoky Mountains in North Carolina, and I hope we have enough bandwidth to be with you today. And I'm continuing this series, Viral Emotions, but we're working now with light from the shadows. So, what's that all about? I want to bring you every week quick uh, topics and practices to give you a little boost, give you a little more lift, a little more light. These themes are coming from my new book that's out in January 21, Emotional Liberation, Life Beyond Triggers and Trauma. So you can pre-order at sensesofthesoul.com, and I'll have a companion course with it too if you want to join me online to do some deeper work. So here we are, Light in the Shadows. We talked last week about that and why to do it. Um, so I want to talk some more, give you an overview of shadow work, which you may be very familiar with already. So, do you feel a lot of darkness in the world or in your life right now? You know, we've got quite a few challenges going on. Depends on who you are and where you are and what challenges you're facing. Uh, so I hope this will not sound too positive. That I'd like to take a soul's eye view, like a macro view of challenges, of adverse experiences, of trauma. And from that macro view, it's a catalyst for growth, right? So if you can rise to the occasion and deal with it and handle it, overcome, then you've become stronger. Now, we've all faced quite a few of these in our lives. Some of us very, very intense, some of us less so, but we've all had what I'd like to call democratically traumas, right? Things that have affected us, that have stuck with us and affected us, our ongoing behavior in a bit of a negative way. So, from that macro view of life evolving and creatively thriving, then our hardships and our traumas serve to grow us. So, I want to give you a macro definition from my new book. Um, when I know now what I didn't know then, when that hard thing happened, and for you, that might be today I'm dealing with this, that, and the other thing, and I'm overwhelmed. Okay. So now you got to look from the future, this definition. When I know, once I know what I didn't know, and so I can handle now what I couldn't handle before. I've learned the lessons that the universe brought this challenge to me for, right? And I'm healed. And I can handle those kinds of challenges in the future because I've learned that. That's how evolution works in our one lifespan. We hopefully get smarter, wiser, stronger. So that's a view of shadow work where the shadow is an ally, is a gift. Again, if that sounds a little too positive for what you're going through right now, just bear with me. It's it's a definition, a way of viewing life and growth that you can sort of ease into and gives you an empowered approach. All right, so let's take that empowered approach. Now, so you've got shadows from the past and you've got shadows over you right now. And life will always have these kinds of challenges. But if we can, and we will, we'll make it. You've made it so far. Some of you just through things that many of us couldn't imagine having to deal with. But once you have to deal with it, you do. All right. Well, what can we, if you're familiar with yoga, that what we can do is keep our physical body strong. You've got to get exercise for the muscles and the bones. Keep the nervous system strong. Everything from breathing, yoga, cold showers, getting rest, maintaining your health is a big part of resilience. When you're exhausted at the end of your rope, it's just that much harder to cope with things. So we don't always have the luxury of rest. Sometimes we're in a race, but be sure you're in that race because you have to be and not because something's chasing you from the past. Okay, so self care. Um, so my particular approach to shadow work is to be willing to go into those things we really don't want to look at and deal with. Why? Why do it? Because there's growth out there from it. And the things that bug you that you don't deal with, universe doesn't give up wanting you to learn. So universe keeps bugging you. It's just nature. It's how nature works. All right. Um, so we're going to do a little intense breathing exercise, short but strong, to give you some physiological resilience. And we want to be in a clear and strong state when we confront our shadow, right? So watch a movie about the Civil War or any old time battle before drones and, bombs at a great distance. The army, the knights had to be in the best shape they could be to be ready for battle, to be exhausted, to be hungry. Whole wars were lost when one side had an advantage of physical condition to be able to handle it. So we want to, when we go into shadow work, we want to feel strong. I can handle it. Feel clear. On a day-to-day basis, you don't always feel that way. You're just like, this memory, or that person triggered me. So meditatively, we can prepare and we can practice. Just like go to a music school and you go down the practice hall and there's soundproof rooms, just dozens of them, and inside nobody else is listening, but that person's just working away scales and practicing, right? So in the privacy of a soundproof booth, which is your meditative experience, you can see, you can practice being ready and handling and do a lot of healing. So shall we begin? I think so. Let me explain this short but very strong pranayama from Kundalini Yoga. We'll take it apart at a time. So the front hand is palm flat out, sort of like you've got a V in your arm, but straight forward. Okay? So do this with me, please. And then the other one is also palm up. This one's a little harder to keep flat, Just do your best. It'll hurt because your forearm's got to be pulling those down, but it's all got meridian effects. And it's just over the shoulder like that. All right, so we got the hand position. Now, yoga's brilliant this way we're going to look at the load that you're carrying, either currently or from the past, okay? And then, if you please, like an elegant maitre d' with the silver platter, So this is the burden that hit me, and this is how I go forward and serve up. I'll remind you of that. It'll help your body deal mentally with the situation. All right, now the breath. We're going to have a small puckered lips, a small opening as when you whistle, but you won't be whistling. And if you're going to breathe fast, this is faster than most people do breath of fire. Recommended 3 breaths per second. That's pretty fast. So it'll look and sound like this. When I have a small opening, it's going to puff the cheeks in and out. All right, and this is going to do all kinds of good things to your meridians as well. So we've got 1, 2, 3. Now let me just warn you, this is stronger than most people are used to breathing. You may feel fatigue in your belly, your diaphragm, in your lower back. It's only 4.5 minutes plus 1.5. So if that happens, you can take a break. All of these kriyas are something, I introduce once, but do them over time. Do them daily for a while, and you'll get this in shape. And one more point about breathing, your belly's going to be moving, but it's your diaphragm that's doing the hard work. So if you are not aware of that and you're overworking the belly, it's just sort of augmenting. It's secondary, right? Okay, so here we go. Let's begin. 4.5 minutes with me now. Cheeks are bubbling, breathing fast. Do it now, 4.5 minutes, to create the kind of preparation for battle that we want to be able to just face the darkness and just laugh at it. Okay, so let you go through your challenge here. Strong breath. Now this is a breath that reminds you of running scared, so you've got to just, it'll excite you at first, but now you're almost a minute into it, and in this next minute your body will settle into automatic habit where you can calm down. All right, so keep the body going. There's still a challenge there to keep it going, but now let the mind start watching the whole thing. Let the mind be calm. Use the breath like blowing away smoke in Los Angeles or with all those fires, right? So let the breath be clearing your mind and becoming very calm. Don't let the breath remind you of intense excitement, all right? Which it will. Eyes are closed. All right, you're coming to the finish of your second minute. It's just 4.5 plus a little tail section of it. Now you may be able to be automatic enough to keep it going, just monitoring. Your mind can monitor, keep it going. But the rest of your mind is just calm, watching all that. Now can you begin to bring in the shadow? All right, so you're strong, you got it. So you're gonna look from a distance. Just sort of like, don't let these memories be haunting you. Just like opening a textbook or watching a movie. It's not really happening, you're watching it. So what's the burden? What's the hardship? Distant past? New memories might come up? Or is it what's happening right now? Okay, so on your left hand, just hold that weight. Hold the weight. Okay, you got it. I mean, you do. You think you don't know how you're going to handle it. You got 3 minutes down, keep going. But you're here, you're handling it. And like everything else, you'll come through it one way or another, the way it's supposed to be. So don't add a layer of challenge like, I don't know what to do. You will handle this. All right, so we're in our 4th minute here. Now the right hand serving up a platter of here you go. Just, you don't have to have specific answers, but just feel in that right palm. Moving forward, progress. Here's my growth given to me on a silver platter, and here's what I give to you O world, my strength, my growth, my wisdom that's going to come out of this, or has already come out of this that I haven't realized. And now you've just got, yeah, we're in the 4th minute. 15 seconds. Okay, inhale deeply. Spread your fingers wide like this, strong and wide, and then straight up. So you can't see my hands, but that's what they look like up there now. Inhale and hold. Victory, like crossing the finish line. Just go into the future. I already handled this. Things from the past. I've handled now. Things now I'm handling in the future. Victory, victory, victory. Exhale. Inhale again. Exhale. Keep the arms up. Stretch up now. Resume the breath for a minute and a half. Unlike when you began 5 minutes ago, this is familiar to you. It already feels different. It already feels like, oh, I got this. I remember this. I know how to do this. That's what happens when you face new challenges. The first time, you're a little bit surprised, shocked. But then you learn how to deal with it, right? So you just saw it in a 5-minute experiment. We've got 45 seconds to go here. So victory, victory, victory. I got this. Surrender is not a wrong thing. I surrender to the learning experience that this challenge is bringing me, and I shall obey and learn and grow. Okay, now inhale again. Stretch up. Good. Exhale. Now interlace your fingers. Last part. Interlace your fingers. Place them on top of the head. Okay. Now, stretch up your body. So pull in your belly a little bit, pull the root lock, and lift up. Feel that you're strong and solid and you're rising up, right? Like the grass growing through the parking lot. But your hands are firm, not pressing hard, but there's a meeting of the forces. Pressure of life coming down on you, but you rising up and meeting it. And it's a dynamic equilibrium. Breathe slowly and deeply now. Be calm. Breathe slowly and deeply. But inner equilibrium, dynamic, where you feel the pressure, and sometimes you enjoy the pressure. Maybe not all the time, maybe not right now. So in that dynamic equilibrium, rising pressure, downward pressure, in a stasis, sit, breathe slowly, be very calm. And this part models grace under fire, calm under pressure, right? Here you go. So we can't wait for the world to be loving, kind, and peaceful. For us to be there, we've got to go there proactively. If enough of us do it, we'll lead the rest. But at least lead yourself, have some choice, and in so doing, lead those around you. So now, very calmly, can some part of your consciousness appreciate what challenge has brought you to get up each day? It's not always easy, but you have, and here you are, breathing, living another day. So when I can handle now what I couldn't handle before, there's a lot you couldn't handle when you were born 3, 6, 12, a year ago, that you're handling now. And that's the growth curve that continues forever. Now just be quiet. Feel spirit prevailing, wisdom prevailing, life coming through. Every lifetime, every year, every day sometimes brings a new challenge. Rise, keep rising up through it. Okay. Inhale deeply. Exhale with a sigh through the mouth. Lower your hands down, relax them. Just keep your eyes closed for another few moments. See where you are. Feel your experience. Is there a shift from when we began 22 minutes ago? So, this video will be archived on my Senses of the Soul Facebook page, and if I can get it up to YouTube, it'll be there too. Simple practice. Let me review it with you. A V shape here, out front here, small pucker. 4.5 minutes. Inhale, stretch up. 1.5 minutes. Then sit like this, rising and downward pressure, not too much. Breathe silently, deeply, slowly, and meditate. And day by day, rise through your challenges, and just, that's all we can do as humans, you know, we just gotta keep going. So again, Guru Mayor signing off. I'm going to be bringing you every week some themes from my new book, Emotional Liberation, Life Beyond Triggers and Trauma. You can pre-order it now at sensesofthesoul.com or sign up for my newsletter, and I'll let you know when it's released. And we're going to have an 8-week companion course. If you'd like to work with me a little closer, I'll be working with people live in the new year. So thank you, everyone, for what you're doing for the planet, and Sat Nam. Bye now.